The incense has been lit, black candles are burning. Put your hoods up and turn the demon eyes on, because tonight the League of Evil is holding council. On the council tonight is, on my left, Dr. Evil, the coming live from his submarine lair, escaping an exploding volcano, and the utterly evil Kate.
Yes, I am here.
Best podcast.
Yeah, and I guess, well, next to her is a man in maroon from the racist, misogynist Color Cabal. And then we have totally evil RG.
So,
And, of course, the otter devil, Ostoyup. And, of course, I'm... and, of course, I'm the Meerkat Messiah, or the Meerkat Monarch, Jay's Little Week, whatever you want to call me. So...
And of course, you, as the typical misogynist.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Later.
a white cis male, so, yeah.
Yeah, of course. We are actively oppressing Kate and RG currently.
Yeah. There are token.
Yeah.
There my token. There are
I mean-
token people.
I mean, RG's mic is muted because he's currently crying.
Yeah.
People are mean to him. Yeah. He said his wife was shit and he will never be a red panda.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Nice to know.
Yeah, we Germans are always nice.
Yeah, I know. That's why you keep invading
Confirmed.
people. Just hugs and fucking.
Hey, are you
flowers everywhere.
PC, bro? So,
Are you PC, bro? Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. I swear. Yeah. Well, today's topic is pretty easy. really.
Varied.
Yeah, it's varied. We're gonna take a look at the. We're gonna take a look at the response for the latest or the newest episode of South Park, whichever you feel like calling it. We're going to talk about what we have enjoyed this week, and we're going to talk about the new X-Men Apocalypse pictures and the Mad Max reviews, and have a little discussion about what's best, scores and no scores. So, what have you guys enjoyed this week? Dr. Evil.
I've been playing a lot of the Mad Max. A lot. I've been clearing every zone.
Every
And
zone?
so far, yes, every zone. Fully cleared. The full story, even. And it's been quite good. It's a compelling game. The little side missions are not terrible. They're repetitive, but they're not terrible. So it's got that going for it, which is good.
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot myself. I haven't cleared that much of the area, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a good game. It's it can get repetitive, so I totally get that part of the scores and so on. But yeah, it's not a bad game. What about you, Kate? What have you been doing this week?
I was playing a little bit of Metal Gear.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's really the only game I've played. And then, I don't know, I guess mostly watching the news, because we're in pre-election season, so that's all I've been doing.
Oh yeah. Dr. Evil has his favorite candidate there, but he doesn't want to reveal it.
Of course. I haven't worked out who is most evil yet, but Trump is definitely he's definitely up there on the evil scale. He's doing some good evil, so
He makes
you know.
some mean memes, so...
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Trump has definitely taken on the Shia LaBeouf, and he's not letting his memes be dreams. So you know, he's just doing it. So you've got to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't pull any
Just
punches.
do it.
He does. He does strike me as a person who doesn't really care about how anybody reacts to it. So yeah, that's pretty evil.
Yeah.
That's no empathy, no nothing. Just plow on.
No apologies. Yep.
Yeah, no apologies. Bomb Iraq and just oops.
And then take their oil.
Yeah, and they actually do it too.
What are we talking about? Germany invading Norway?
No.
I believe it's Poland, actually.
You tried that once and it didn't work out for you guys.
But Poland has any oil, so
Yeah.
Hey, you try that again, we'll come after
why
you, bro.
why do we want Poland if we have East Germany, which is basically the same?
Because you wanted more of the same. You wanted more of them side missions, like Mad Max.
Yep,
Yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah, but then we
Poland was just a
would
side
annex we would invade the swamp German on the west. So
Yeah. How about you, Maroon? What have you been doing this week?
Oh, I've been working and playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh, and I've been playing Command and Conquer Red Alert 2.
Ooh, some retro shit.
Yeah, playing Yuri's Revenge.
Now you've made me feel old by calling that retro.
It is. You're just very old. You're probably gonna die soon.
No. Retro is Pong. Come on, let's be real now.
Yeah, but
Anything
you're
on the
like
Atari is
ancient.
retro.
No,
Well,
you're
it's
like
not. It's because I found out how to clone myself. Every 10 years, I make a new clone, just in case.
Okay. Well, whatever.
You know.
Well, what do you-
cannot die?
What do you think about the Metal Gear Solid game then? Since we're on to that, and you and Nelson played it.
I think it's really good. One of the rare Metal Gear games I really got into, but apparently they messed up the ending of the game, so
Yeah.
not looking forward to that.
yeah, and of course, Quiet is too sexy too.
That's problematic.
It's
Yeah.
problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's not too sexy enough. That is definitely problematic.
Although I have to say, some scenes I saw there are quite ridiculous. So yeah.
Well, it's Kojima. What did you
If
expect?
someone makes the
Yeah.
argument that no female sniper would probably behave in such a way, I would be inclined to agree.
Yeah, but then you
Motherfucker.
go on, but then you go on to say that,
Motherfucker,
like,
shut the... Look, the girl disappears in midair. Who the fuck cares if whether she wears? None of that is real.
Yeah. Exactly.
She
It's a
turns
fantasy.
into dust, man.
And anything
That's
that
not
rebels-
realistic. None of it is
She
realistic.
erases herself. That's That's
Yeah.
internalized misogyny.
We see the Kojima fanboy has finally risen.
Yeah. So now you can introduce yourself, RJ, since you're so adamant to talk about Metal Gear Solid.
Who the fuck's scared? Who's watching this shit?
Well, two people at the moment, so yeah.
What are you two
Yeah.
doing? You two people
They're
are watching.
pretty fucking
Yeah.
crazy, those two people that are watching this shit.
Go get a job.
Maybe this is their job. Maybe they work for evil enterprises, and if they know if they don't watch the stream, then I'll have to put them in the chair and flip them out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't behave
I've got
and
those-
you'll flip the chair.
Oh yeah. All these chairs are flippable. I don't know if you realize this yet, but yeah, I can push the button at any moment.
Yeah, but you've been playing it, RG. You've been playing Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you gotten far?
Nah.
No, okay. But what do you think about the game so far?
It's pretty good, man.
You're really eloquent. Do you know that, dude?
What do you want me
Very
to say?
succinct.
You
Something deep and profound. You're Latin,
It's
dude.
better than Witcher 3.
Oh, shots fired!
Look out.
I think we have some confirmation bias here.
Yeah.
Whatever gave you that impression?
Well, since we got The Witcher, since he mentioned Witcher, Asto, what have you been playing this week?
Yeah, so Witcher 3, because I'm still not anywhere close done. Finished up Mad Max, played a bit Just Cause 2. League of Legends, yeah. I'm experiencing the wonderful game that is League of Legends, where usually at least one of 5 guys is AFKing because reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you
They're
call
rage
them
quitting
retards,
mid-game.
and you are getting banned because that is evil. You can't do that.
So you're feeling oppressed as an evil person?
Yeah. I'm feeling oppressed by people leaving my game.
Well, evil people are the most oppressed group. We are. It's
Yeah,
objectively
yeah.
true. I mean, every movie they oppress the poor evil person. He's just there trying to take over the world,
Yeah,
and then some spy comes busting into their base and ruins all their plans.
Yeah.
Carefully laid plans, and they ruin them.
Cultural appropriation.
Absolutely
man.
oppressive. I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
It's
heretical.
oppressive and problematic.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that was
I didn't
my
think it was that
gaming
far.
week. But yeah.
Yeah. Anybody watch any shows or because I've been sick this week, so I've spent more time watching TV shows than I've actually been gaming. I've been playing Mad Max, but and I enjoy that hugely, that game. So, but I've actually been watching the entire first season of Gotham, which I really enjoyed. It was a good show. It's better than Arrow, in my opinion. And
I think so.
Arrow is pretty bad, in my opinion, so that is not a
Oh wow!
good
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Man, Arrow
Yeah.
is shit.
I
to
couldn't get into
yeah.
I tried.
I watched
so hard.
I watched the first episode and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
No,
this-
I actually watched like all 3 seasons, but
All what?
mistake.
You're fucking masochist, man.
person of interest.
Yeah, it is not running currently, so
Yeah.
I'm done with that. Sadly.
Yeah. Well, the reason I like Gotham, or the reason I really enjoyed watching Gotham, was that you get the sort of the pre-history, or the history of the characters that you love and hate from the Batman universe. So you get Poison Ivy, you get Catwoman, you get all these different characters, and you get to know them. You get the Joker, you get
Yeah.
several other characters. Even Dick Dick Grayson's parents. You get to know them. So
Well,
I think they
the
still
villains
have
in Batman
yeah.
have some really extensive and interesting backstories, so I'm going to have to check it out.
yeah, I think
yeah.
you should.
It's a good show. I like it
think
too.
they have a pacing problem with balancing out their case of the week and their procedural elements that they have. But I think it's gotten better through the season, and maybe the second season nails it then. Because sometimes the case of the week is just pretty much 15 minutes or so, at least it feels like it, and then it's a bit weak, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can agree that there are some sort of some of the episodes I saw in the beginning where there are a few logical breaches, but it's a show that gets better as it moves along, and the characters get deeper, and therefore, it's far better in my opinion than. And by the way, I noticed that people are asking about chat. Yeah, I didn't get it to work this time either, so I'm sorry.
Oh, call
But
me
people can
surprised.
tweet
Whoa.
hashtag League of Evil if they want.
Yeah,
Can
they
I
can.
check something here? Were you having problems setting up a Google Plus Hangout chat? Buddy?
Maroon, you're one to fucking talk, okay?
I wonder. That's so strange.
You're both pathetic.
Yes, but we
Yeah.
did remember to have a hashtag.
Yeah.
Up that.
Hashtag League of Evil. Send us your tweet.
Exactly.
Hashtag League of Evil.
See, that's the problem. We don't have whatchamacallit working for us. What the fuck's his name?
Aurini.
Orini, that's his name. We don't have Orini working for us. He'd sort us out.
Yeah.
He knows all the shortcuts.
We'll
Yeah.
have to get this sorted out for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could get Orini on here next week. If you pay him enough, he'll come to your apartment. And then,
That sounds scary.
he'll bring,
But does he know
he'll
the
bring
keyboard
your,
shortcuts?
yeah, he knows all the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah,
And he'll
but
bring his skull.
Alright then.
he'll be able to ring his skull.
Yeah. And move it around the house.
Some people say that skull is actually Orini and he is a sock puppet.
Ooh. Is he one of Tim Schafer's
Conspiracy
sock puppets?
Possibly.
It is quite possible.
That's nice.
Maybe that's why the Sarkeesian effect was so bad. Because it was sabotaged from the inside. Ooh, conspiracies.
That is evil. That is evil.
Actually, yeah.
Well, I can sniff out evil.
Fact. The Sarkeesian Fact, have any of you seen that? Because apparently it's out.
No.
I saw the first that Davis Arini cut that he'd release onto YouTube, and
I saw that and it was terrible. But
Yeah.
I was wondering if anyone's seen the finished product.
No, I haven't.
Apparently it's meh. Apparently it's incredibly meh.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Sargon said that he quite liked the cut he saw, but besides him, I have yet to hear someone actually saying, "Whoa, it's decent."
Yeah, and it's two people that clearly have no fucking knowledge of how to make a fucking movie. So
He knows
Well, it's
there's
not a
keyboard
movie, it's a
shortcuts. What?
documentary. It was keep to the facts and insert the correct narrative, and by correct narrative I mean the facts.
Well, the problem is that it's really easy for people to say that, oh, I'm gonna make a documentary, and then
I'll tell you what though, credit where it's due, they actually finished it, unlike Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did finish it.
So technically they've done better than she has, even though she has higher production values.
Yeah, but they made a mess out of it, so.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah, well, that's what I hear. But at least they finished it. It might have been crap, but they finished it.
yeah.
It's a turd, but I mean, at least they finished having that turd. They didn't go halfway through and suddenly cleanse.
They're not the turtle head poking out and going, look at my work I done.
Yeah.
Are you saying that what Anita Sarkeesian was the equivalent of bending down and just nearly taking a shit on the floor?
Yeah. No, I stand by that statement.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll back that statement.
Taking a shit, but it hasn't hit the floor yet.
Yeah.
So I guess that sort of that sort of concludes what we enjoyed this week, which was among other things
Love you,
Anita
Anita.
Sarkeesian taking a dump on the floor. Yeah. But since we're into what happens this week, South Park.
Yeah.
Did everybody watch the South Park
TV
episode?
show.
No
Yeah.
spoiler up.
PC Pro.
PC
Yeah.
Bro.
We're gonna be
Easy,
talking
bro.
about, we're gonna be talking about the fucking South Park episode. If you haven't watched it, mute or go away and
Until the spoiler thing goes away.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, well,
Watch it.
That's alright then.
Yeah. So now,
That was
Actually,
hilarious.
Watch it. It's good.
it's
Yeah.
real good.
I'm not gonna watch Salzburg, man.
spoiler alert is up. So now RG can spurg all he wants all over South Park.
I don't fucking watch South Park, man.
No, I know.
Get the fuck out of
Because
here.
you don't have taste.
Get out.
Yeah. Well,
I
you know,
veto your face.
who wants to do the recap? Should I do the recap?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
You
do
can
it,
do the
fucker.
recap.
Okay. The whole thing starts with well, since the spoiler alert is up, Principal Victoria gets fired, and then they get a new principal called the PC principal, and then he starts implementing, or he starts yelling basically at all the people
assembly.
in the assembly, and starts really preaching PC culture type of shit. And
social justice.
yeah, social justice basically. And this sort of leads to a really scared culture within that area, and everybody, everybody's really afraid of, saying exactly what they mean, especially, regarding Caitlyn Jenner, who's a, hero and a wonderful woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A hero
As
and
we all know.
wonderful woman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
she
course.
never did nothing wrong.
Caitlyn Jenner is a wonderful, beautiful woman, and you have to respect her pronouns.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. And never
She killed
call her
someone,
Bruce. Dude, we're not supposed to talk about that. You know this.
Who the fuck cares? Come fucking sue me if you want.
We have to get PC Principal in here to take care of RG.
You PC, bruh? You PC? You PC, bruh? Yeah, and that basically leads to fraternity starting in
Yeah.
South Park, and they start harassing the entire population, and Stan's dad joins the fraternity after he wants to yell at them, and yeah, shit hits the fan, and then Cartman.
The surprising thing about it was Cartman just gets like he gets Butter's underwear and gets all PC Principal's DNA over it, and he's like, I don't care, you're gonna frame me as a pedophile. You're not being PC enough, and beats the shit out of him.
Almost like they're
fantastic.
referencing somebody. I don't know who that could be.
I have no idea.
Well, yeah,
I'll leave that up for our viewers to decide who that reference is.
all three of them.
Viewers, tweet it.
There's another one now? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Get a life, man.
It is.
Yeah, but is it all
You
three of us
berating our
watching their own
viewers does
stream?
not fucking help, RG.
Hashtag League of People.
Yeah,
Let
that's
us know who
Maroon's
you think
job.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That's Maroon's job. Come on. Doubling up here.
Well, that was truly interesting too. The way that they sort of framed it. Okay, him even being set up for real crime was,
Secondary
secondary to him,
stuff.
yeah, to the PC stuff, and Cartman sort of losing his will to fight against authorities, which is
After
his stick.
he tried to frame him and then being beaten up like badly.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and it's a great fucking episode. I think it's one of the best season openers
Probably.
ever. Yeah.
And we will probably have a couple more episodes with the PC.
PC Principal. I hope that they have a Gamergate episode related type episode because that will be hilarious. It'll be the
Oh,
best
do
thing
it.
since the SVU episode.
Holy shit.
Matt and Trey, if you ever get to hear this, which is unlikely, but on the off chance you do, just do it. Don't let your memes be dreams.
Don't hold back. Okay, just go all out.
And the otter atheist needs to be included.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need that's what you do. You make Gamergate as a religion in this TV series, and you actually have Otter Jesus
And they go
there.
against the PC principle in an all-out war as a series finale.
Yeah, but the fallout from that episode was weird, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Bob Shipman was triggered.
Yeah, like that
Peter
was the
Coffey was
You mean-
mega
you
triggered,
mean-
I would
You
say.
mean Mario Bob?
Yeah.
Mario
Someone
Bob was.
made this wonderful Photoshop. Yeah, maybe you could show it for a second with the spoiler thing on the side there. Jan,
Yeah, just show it to me. Yep.
I linked it in the Hangout chat because we don't have a YouTube chat.
No.
Because Jan is a retard.
RG,
Shut
what
up,
are you
RG!
doing, by the way, get out.
It's almost
going
as
to
if YouTube chats with Google Hangouts fucking suck. It's strange that, huh?
Yeah, you think Google could make all their stuff work together, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I couldn't fucking find it for some strange reasons.
And so it
Just
begins.
Tweeted that image out. To
Oh,
League of Legends.
dude,
Okay.
please. You posted it in the Hangout chat, right?
Yeah, and I also posted it to the League of Evil stream,
Cool.
so everyone can see it.
Yep.
Because
I'll try
that
and share it.
Photoshop is hilarious. It's the best Photoshop I've ever seen.
Oh, people are really upset about no YouTube chat. Good job, Jan.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, she's not. She's deadly serious.
Serious.
You're an asshole. Fuck you, Jan. Fuck that.
Well, I know. I keep failing everybody.
I couldn't have figured it out either.
No,
Stop
it's
YouTube chat shaming us.
yeah. Stop YouTube chat shaming us.
Stop
Check your
oppressing the League of
YouTube-
Evil stream.
Check your YouTube chat privilege, shit lords. Yeah, well, I promise I will learn this before the next League of Evil stream, so I don't fuck it up again.
He won't.
Yeah, but now we have as many viewers as we actually have people in here, so that's cool. Or,
Oh, that's
How
a
many?
start.
no,
There's
we
6
lost.
people watching this shit?
RG, get out.
No. People watching this, go away.
Yeah.
Do
Holy
something with your
You're
life.
not allowed. This is supposed to be secret.
Follow RG to Costa Rica. There you are. Happier.
Well, they
Yeah,
can do
but
that
I-
if you want.
Yeah, but anyway, the fallout from this show was just it was the salt was everywhere. There were
Oh,
mountains
yeah.
of salt. I haven't seen this type of reaction, not even from the airplay event. That community have not reacted this badly to anything.
They try to rephrase it. They try to. I think at least one review said that they were tackling Tom Brady because apparently Tom Brady did something and got away
Cartman
with
was
it.
Tom Brady on there. I don't know the whole Tom Brady situation,
it's
but
American hand X, so I don't know about it.
No.
One said that the South Park makers now finally realize that they have to renew themselves, which I'm pretty sure that if you look at the last sentence is pretty much now you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And that is not how it works, as English-speaking people know.
Well, if you
And
had
I
cake,
think-
you would
and-
want to eat it.
Yeah, and pretty much every news outlet or every media outlet that covered it pretty much got it wrong, apparently, or deliberately wrong. So they cut the PC things out and just spoke about everything else, which
Yeah.
is interesting.
It's
And
funny, that, isn't it?
Well, journalists not telling the entire story. Whoa!
I have to say, no. That are critics. That are not journalists. At that
Oh.
point, that are critics. Then let's
Yeah,
be,
well,
Okay.
still,
let's
credit.
be fair.
Critics, quote unquote,
Mm.
deliberately getting things wrong. What a surprise.
And
Almost like they
I'm-
didn't watch the episode.
I'm looking forward to more of these episodes. I actually hope it's more than one or two additional episodes. That would be cool if they make a whole season with the PC theme.
Well,
Different-
if they
different
frame it
problem.
like the last season, then the PC principle is there to stay for the entire season.
Yeah.
Just because the last season was connected together by the Lord story, and
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they have a shitstorm episode.
that might be actually a little bit too late for that.
Yeah, it could be.
It's not as
Yeah.
topical as they usually are, but there's always other things that they might grab
Something that's
onto.
been flying under the radar. This one. Koretsky, SPJ's past ethics chair, Ethics Smith, just blocked me for reporting his violation of SPJ ethics rules. No wonder everyone hates journalists.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Oh yeah. Basically, what I think I was reading it. Basically, what he said is that the guy advertised or campaigned for one of his friends to be voted for, and Gretzky called it out. And Gretzky showed that by their own standard, or by the boss of the guy, by the standards of the boss of the guy, that if there is a voting, then you should be neutral, and you should remain neutral, and not say, okay, please vote for this guy or so. And
Yeah,
it's,
well,
it's
that's
about the SPJ voting, by the way. So
Oh, so an SBJ member breaking the ethics rules in SBJ, and Koretsky reporting on that, and then
Yeah,
getting blocked.
not journalistic ethic rules, but
No, but
we are not talking
house
about
rules,
journalistic
basically.
ethic. We are talking about, can he, as a SPJ, as someone on the board of a SPJ foundation,
No, wait a
organization
minute.
also,
I'm gonna share this.
Can he says that he wants to, or he would, people should vote for, I don't know, Rebecca Baker is the one in question. And there's the ethical question, and basically Gretzky says no, and Gretzky says by their own standards it shouldn't be such, and got blocked for that.
Oh, so okay. That seems like the type of behavior from certain types of journalists for quite some time. You try
Yeah,
to
it's-
correct their
it's-
information, and then
It's
they.
basically cronyism. That is what it is. It is basically saying, I want, please vote for my friend, or please let my friend have a nice job or so. Yeah, it's cronyism.
Yeah.
But-
wrong.
yeah, and I think that I'm not going to make any sort of judgment on this, but I think that Koretsky might be waking up to things right now because so much shit have happened over the last couple of
Yeah.
months.
And he replied to this. Kevin Smith was the person who's repeatedly shown to be void of any sense of ethics. Challenges me. Your irony is precious, and blocked after that. I mean, that could actually basically be an acro saying that.
Yeah.
That is condescending.
That seems like your typical, your typical response from an ideologue, basically.
Yeah, your typical internet idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lee Alexander wrote another article about her friend and didn't disclose of their friendship.
Oh, yikes.
Oh no, has she learned nothing?
Yeah, Lee Alexander wrote about anaentropy and
The Diet Coke of evil.
Yeah, I'm not going to
Just
share
one
that.
calorie.
did disclose in the past, so
Yeah.
maybe she's just...
No, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. If she's disclosed in a past article,
I'm
it doesn't
wondering
matter.
why. I mean,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's the same as saying, okay, you should have read everything that I have written in the past to get that disclosure with you, because
And the FCC wouldn't allow that. That's wrong. I mean, when they talk about, when Total Biscuit was talking about the for disclosure on videos, that there should be a little icon or something in the corner saying it's sponsored by whoever.
Yeah.
For the whole video, someone drops into the video halfway through, having a disclosure just at the front of the video or the back of the video is not good enough, or having a link, it's not good enough. It has to be unavoidable to see the disclosure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just no
Excuse for that.
no. There's she can't say anything about that and say that okay, it's
and I think
silliness.
the friendship between these both is pretty much shown. It is not controversial, I would say.
No, but still,
No, she should have disclosed it, and
yeah.
I really do not understand, because on the site she currently writes for, I would actually think that if she says, this is my friend, that people would actually be more inclined to read the article, because people go there for her opinions and such. I mean, it's
Do they have other writers there, though?
Yeah,
Does she have other writers?
Yeah,
then she should have recused herself as a first option. Disclosure is what you do if no one else can do the work.
Yeah, but it's basically a progressive hipster blog about gaming.
Well, yeah.
So, and I strongly expect on a progressive hipster blog, if you say, here my friend Anaentropy is doing this and this, people are actually more inclined to read this than saying, I don't know. Because I think that is how people... I mean, basically, we currently see it that who you know is what you are in these circles. It appears to be, at least.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I really do not understand why she doesn't disclose that shit.
It's not hard to do. Hey, I can shield something on Twitter and still put a disclosure in, and it's only 140 characters, but I managed to fit it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
They've got as many characters as they want, and they can't just put, this person is my friend.
Yeah. At the top. Or, as Lynn Walsh would put it, just recuse yourself. It's not that hard.
Well, recusal should be the first option. That's the best option.
Yeah, but can't you see? I mean, there's no one who is that brilliant as Lee Alexander, so... I mean, she basically is gaming journalism, so... I mean...
Yeah. That's why she has so many goddamn hits on her site.
Yeah.
Because she is
why
gaming
she has
journalism.
so many goddamn goddamn Twitter followers.
Yeah,
All real, of course.
yeah, every last one of them. And that's why she blocks moderates as well, because gaming journalism.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of gaming journalism, the Mad Max reviews.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, they were pretty terrible. The game is certainly worth more than a 5 or a 4.
Yeah, like
As-
Jim Sterling gave it.
Jim Sterling gave it, because it has side missions and busy work. Apparently,
Yeah, that's enough to give it a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean,
side
let
missions
me
and busy
let me
work
just
in an open world game. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, Asto.
I'm googling if he reviewed Dragon Age Inquisition.
No, he didn't. We checked that already. Believe you me. It's at least
we've
it's
done
not on
research.
Metacritic, right? When I checked it last, and he was not the one that reviewed it for The Escapist.
That would have been a good contrast, though.
Yeah, it would. That was Greg Tito, which is another shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
Um,
Craig Tito reviewed was what, 10 out of 10?
Yeah, 10 out of 10 every review that he had of EA games. So yeah.
Yeah, that totally doesn't point to anything.
No.
Just all
We're
coincidence.
not saying anything. I'm just saying that every Dragon Age game he reviewed and several other EA games that he reviewed got 10 out of 10. So
Totally a coincidence.
yeah, totally coincidental. And the problem is that the user score between Dragon Age Inquisition and the user score between the Metacritic score and the user score is so varied. It's so extremely different. And the same thing on the Mad Max side as well. It's not that prevalent. It's not that big of a difference, but it's there. It's large. The difference.
Yeah, the problem I have with Mad Max is that basically no one talked about the new things which were the car combat, and I don't think car combat in that how it was done in Mad Max was done in any other game. So there are new aspects in Mad Max. The only old aspects is how they actually did the busy work in the world, but yeah, you're still driving around in a car and doing all that with the car, which is different from any other game currently there is. And
And yeah, that's why I like it.
I think that is the problem. The basic problem is if you despise busy work, then you can't give Dragon Age a higher score than Mad Max, in my opinion, because the busy work in Dragon Age, if busy work is your main complaint about Mad Max, then it would have been your main complaint about Dragon Age, because in my opinion Dragon Age has more just running around and picking up things. And
I gave up on that game after
Yeah.
10 hours, and I'm not
Kate,
usually. Yeah,
you played Dragon Age Inquisition, right?
yeah, 10 hours.
Yeah, no, not you, Jan. Kate.
Oh, Kate, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
play?
Yes, and I stopped playing too. I'm probably gonna go back to it, but I was really frustrated with the amount of side quests and picking up plants and stuff like that in that game. It just went on and on and on, and the quests, the side quests, I don't know. I just wasn't into it.
Yeah.
Game is shit.
Yeah. Yeah, RG. Talk
And I
about how
finished
your
that
experience with the game is.
I finished that shit.
You
Yeah.
beat Inquisition?
Yeah. If I
Did
start
you-
again,
did
I have
you-
to finish it.
Did you have one side mission which was enjoyable?
No.
That's where I'm at too.
Well,
They're not that interesting.
Yeah.
No,
Mad Max is filled with interesting side missions, in my opinion. that they're varied as well. They're not just
And
fighting
Dragon
missions.
Age is pretty much
Oh.
you run around, have fucking MMO zones with less story than World of Warcraft zones. Pick up infinite amounts of plants.
Yes. Yes.
Are traveling back and forth to your fucking war table because you need to send out your troops, and basically everything story-wise, side story-wise, side story-wise is within the war table in the mission description that you don't read because you have to click it fast because there are so many of them, and you want to go back to actually play the game, and then you run around on your horse, which is not fun, and the only fun thing running around is the companion banter, which you don't have on the horse, and yeah, no, Dragon Age is simply not a good game, and if you have objection to busy work and Mad Max, then you have it in Dragon Age 2.
I don't
And
always mind.
A lot of the
work.
busy work in Mad Max is not required. It's just for
That's
extra scrap.
nice.
Yeah,
I like it
you
when
go
it's
to
not
the-
required.
You go to pick up the little scrap thing, you go there's some dudes to fight, you kill the dudes, you pick up the scraps, and you leave. But you don't need the scraps. There are plenty other ways to get the scraps, and scraps is the main resource. And
Yeah.
I've been clearing out all the zones, and I've fully upgraded everything now, and I've got an excess of 20,000 scrap sitting there. And the most expensive upgrade you get is about 1,000 scrap.
Well, what
So-
game doesn't have side missions now? That's such a dumb criticism. Like, almost every game has side missions, and what you just said,
But
that it's optional.
wait a second. What did Ginsterly give it a 4 because he had side missions?
No, yeah, because it was too much busy work.
Too much busy work, yeah.
Because basically what he
So
was
he said that he's a lazy bitch.
basically what he was
Pretty much.
complaining about is that it was too much like every fucking Ubisoft open world.
Oh, by the way, Micro wants to join in, and I'm bringing him in.
Oh,
If
yeah.
that's
Of course
Yeah,
you do.
I
fucking
will be
bitch.
off soon, so it is.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go play.
Metal Gear.
You're gonna go finish Dragon Age.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Art. Yeah.
Well, you could play Skyrim. I
Dragon Age
heard
is
you
enjoyable.
really liked it.
No, play EVE Online.
Oh.
Play spreadsheets online.
Oh,
Sheets online.
spreadsheets online.
Yeah.
Oh, great!
yeah, but-
Now everyone stop talking. That's
Yeah,
real
but
good. Get some dead air going.
It is a live stream, so yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to let him know that it's a live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as he knows that, because
Oh,
that would
hey,
be
guys.
embarrassing.
Hey, Micro! We're live.
You know you
by
have
the
to be
way.
more evil than usual, right?
Yeah.
And then he muted himself.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys
Hey, guys.
setting up? Hey, Micro, we're live, by the way.
How do you
Oh,
like?
we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
put
was-
your pants back on.
I never have pants on, ever, regardless of live or not.
Pants
Micro,
suck.
how do you like Mad Max? So,
Mad Max,
I know
so,
you
so
play
far,
it.
so good. It's real good. I like it.
yeah.
Do you understand?
Too much busy work
Yeah.
or not?
Huh?
Is
Do
there
you think
too
there's
much?
too much busy work?
I don't know actually. I guess so technically, since you have to go around doing the side missions and stuff like that. But I don't mind that. It's not something that seems like you need to do anyway.
That's
At
what
least
I
not
was
now.
saying.
Oh, Maroon dropped. Well,
That's fun.
yeah.
Thank God.
Well, the thing that we're discussing is basically the disparagement between the reviewers and the gamers' enjoyment of the game, which I don't get at all. I don't get how Jim Sterling could give that game a 4 out of 10. It's beyond me. A 4 out of 10 is a broken game.
That is a fucking retard, man.
Yeah.
Who cares?
No, I don't think it's a 4 out of 10. I think it might be maybe like a 7 or maybe like a 6-ish. But I don't think
I'd
it's like
say
an 8.
7 or 8.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just being a little bit
Get out.
mean. Maybe I'm just being mean to it a little bit, but I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad game. It's not amazing or anything.
And
Yeah,
who
what-
was it? Was it Polygon that said they marked it down because there wasn't enough women?
Yeah.
'Cause I can tell
I'd
you for a fact
imagine
there
that
are
would-
plenty of women in that game. If you've done any of the side missions, most of them are women. You get up to the main gas town, that place is filled with women.
Yeah, and
But not me.
You know where else is full of women?
Yeah.
My bedroom, baby.
Not this stream. Not this stream. We
don't know
actively
that.
oppress all the women.
You didn't ask us for our preferred pronoun, so you don't know that.
what is your
Okay.
preferred pronoun?
PC, bruh.
Asta? PC,
Uh,
bruh.
Dank, dankes, and dunk yourself.
Yeah.
He's a fartkin. His preferred pronouns are.
That was a shit joke.
He's memekin. His preferred pronouns are dank and meme.
Yeah. It's. Did you? But here's the thing. What's the reason for deducting points from it, then, Micro? In your opinion?
I don't play a lot of sandbox games. A lot of it does seem like just run around and look for stuff more than anything else. So it seems to be linear in a way, but not so much as the side missions seem kind of like meh. The fighting seems, although satisfying, it does seem kind of repetitive. So I can see that being a negative in the future. But I haven't played too much of it, to be honest. So I'm only at a certain point.
Yeah. What do you think of the car combat, though? Is that innovative?
It is innovative compared to like all the other games, as there's not really much car combat. But I'm a bad driver, so take it as you will.
So basically, you deduct point because A, there is not enough story for you, and B, you suck at the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait. But make your sucks at every game.
It says
I saw your
I suck really well.
Playthrough. I can confirm.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Get good, Rob.
Yeah, get good. Get good.
But hey. At least he's not as bad as Nails.
Oh, okay. Guys, there's a new game on Steam called Battle of the Bulge, and I was really hoping it'd be like a crotch fight.
Oh, dude.
I was really hoping. I was like, crotch's attack, and you're like, yeah, and suddenly nothing. Never mind. It's an actual game.
It's a classic battle from the Second World War. Read a book once in a while, Micro, please. Don't
Fuck your
just
privilege.
use them for
How do you-
stairs. Don't just
I-
use them for stairs. Use them as, open them. And
I tried using one once, but it didn't connect to my controller, so I just put it away.
God damn it,
Our
Micro.
books Bluetooth? I don't get it.
No. You opened it and then you tried to scroll the text and it didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to show him that video of the medieval help desk.
Yeah,
Has
the
it
medieval
been
help
that-
desk. Yeah.
That is brilliant. You need to look that up and watch that, Micro, and then you'll be able to book.
Well, but since we're on the topic of reviews and disparaging reviews and so on,
gonna take
what
that
is
There's like wind going on. Is that just me?
no? It's us still.
That's Astro.
Faster.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, better.
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
The thing that what the hell, Micro?
I missed it.
You missed the problem you complained about.
Yeah.
The eternal debate in video games industry at the moment. Eternal debate at the moment. That sounds really
Oh yeah, women
Weird.
are awful.
Yeah.
I hate
Women are awful, and also, should there be scores on video game reviews? Should we just cut it out and just write good reviews and recommend it or don't recommend it?
What the fuck? I can
That's my
mute. I
line.
can mute you, Jam. Why I can mute you?
No, because you know.
All right.
I want to mute you. Oh yeah, there you go.
He muted apparently. It
Yeah,
happened.
that
This happened.
That's helping. Yeah, it's really helpful, dude.
Okay, so
Just so you know, I can kick you.
Oh, nice. Do it. Do it. Do it.
No, I won't. I won't do it as long as he behaves and gives
If
me.
if you kick
He's
me, I'm gonna
He's
make
a
the link.
panda, so
I'm gonna tweak the link out. The link out.
Uh,
and shit. So everybody can come.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that, dude. But seriously, the idea of cutting away scores, because a lot of book reviews does that. They don't include a score at all on the books. You actually have.
oh yeah,
to
because
read
there's
the
no
review.
music involved.
Okay, so the reason that you use scores is music. Thank you, Micro, for that very.
It's an observation.
Yeah, very good observation. I
Yeah,
hadn't
it's
thought about that before. So that's your reason for actually having scores on games and movies, is there's music in them?
No. You said books have no scores. I'm like, obviously, because there's no music.
Oh yeah. God damn it. I didn't I didn't get that joke.
You fucking idiot, man.
Pun!
Very punny.
Yeah, very, very punny. No, but, Evo, you start. What do you think of the scores, no scores?
I don't like them, and I don't like them on the fundamental argument that they hurt developers, like the developers that missed out on their employment bonuses because they didn't get a 80 on Metacritic, they got 79.
Yeah.
Because someone didn't like something in particular.
That was me.
That was probably subjective.
Well, couldn't that just be a problem with the publishers as well? Having
Most likely.
a publisher that actually, gives
That in the,
yeah gives
course.
bonus based on reviews instead of sales.
yeah. On review scores, not the reviews. It's the score they're giving a bonus on.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
still.
If you make a really subjective review, take away a bunch of points based on a subjective thing, then they've missed out on something that's subjective. They might have made a really fantastic game, but because you in particular didn't like something, let's say the woman was dressed too sexily, so you deduct points off, you're objectively hurting that developer.
But that's not the fucking point problem. That's the fucking policy of saying you gotta get an 80 to get the bonus. Who the fuck cares about a fucking 80? If it gets let's say 70, but it's sold like 10 million fucking copies, who cares?
Well, the developer will care because the bonus will be cut
Yeah, that's the problem.
based upon the review. And
What I'm saying that
itself.
bonuses shouldn't be based on the fucking reviews.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So-
No, it should be based on sales.
But
Yeah.
it sort of reflects the disparaging power that Metacritic have by actually the idea of Metacritic scores having an impact on sales is real among publishers, and I think that's why they have this Metacritic bonus among publishers.
When really it should be going back to what they're really interested in, which is sales.
Yeah, and by that point, but if they would remove, the thing is that if they would remove scores, would they go back to giving bonuses based upon sales? I know that you have sort of argued for having scores, still having scores on reviews, Asto.
Yeah. I think if you don't have them at the current state of gaming journalism, you will have many awful reviews where the reviewer is simply saying, yeah, the game has good and the game has bad, and you decide if you want to buy it, and pretty much it's the fucking most useless thing there ever is. And basically, I would like to have review scores who are based on many objective observation, or at least subjective observations, which are good, basically, which are argued for. Like, if Jim Sterling says that something is repetitive, then he has actually to argue why it's making the game worse and why it's making the enjoyment of the game worse. And the problem I'm still seeing is that the gaming reviewers try to be quote-unquote objective by pretty much taking their enjoyment out of the review. But what they are actually forgetting is that the enjoyment of the game, however you want to qualify it, is a pretty much the biggest factor for everyone else. So if I played 2 games and one is the best game ever and one is the one I enjoy more, then the best game ever still is not as good as the one I enjoy. Which means if you make a game review and don't say, okay, the game is enjoyable, or you will have fun with it, or you will like it if you would like any other game, and give it a score also based on enjoyment, then you, in my opinion, currently fail as a game reviewer, because you are not a pure critic. You are a reviewer.
So basically, what you would see, you still want to keep the number score, but would it be enough if you actually included like a don't buy or don't buy review?
But the problem is still with the buying thing is, if you look at certain reviews, it is like you will still run into the problem that the reviews don't really give you much of what the games actually consist of. If you have to give a number, then you at least try to look at all of the elements of the game. If you only critique a game and then say, well, buy it or not, or well, I would buy it, or well, I would not buy it, then you are actually able to simply ignore certain factors. Like, for example, the Kotaku review of Witcher 3 didn't even mention the Witcher senses, which in my opinion is one of the key mechanics of the game, and not even saying anything.
Yeah, agreed.
About it.
Agreed.
It is really abysmal, but because they do a critique and not a review, they can get away with it. But still, it is now, if someone is buying the game based on the Kotaku review, which has like, by the way, which has like 10,000 words, so it's by no means short. So they could have one paragraph about the Witcher senses easily in there. But now you buy the Witcher game, and then you see, well, there's these Witcher senses. It's like the detective mode in Arkham City or so, and I didn't like it there, and I don't like it now. But why didn't tell me anyone about it? That is, for example, one of the problems, and I think if you are not forced in the end to give a score, if you're not forced to rate the game as a whole, then you are more inclined to actually just leave out parts and just say, well, I don't care if people see it differently than me, or if people notice want something I didn't write about. And in my opinion, scores will make the reviews worse. Not having scores will make the reviews worse, and I don't expect gaming journalists to actually get better at their jobs anytime soon.
Well, that's it's a valid argument. I'd say that, but again, I can totally see the Doctor Evil's view as well, that it hurts developers because you're using a subjective score. The thing is that if you allow ideology to sort of creep into your analysis of a game or analysis of anything, you're ignoring important elements of this of that entertainment product, and that just it shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying if subjective reviews are wrong. I'm just saying they're objectively hurting developers.
Yeah,
and that is the problem.
Yeah, the problem
The
is
solution to that problem is there is a couple of solutions, obvious ones. Now, first one is removing review scores, but then they're going to use some other metric like Facebook likes or tweet favorites or something else. The other way to fixing it is having producers and publishers not make those kind of deals, and having developers not allowing themselves to be trapped with those sorts of deals.
Yeah, because it gives reviewers a lot of power they no longer have on the market, because they're becoming more and more relevant. And that's I can totally see that as an argument as well. But I do know what I totally see what Osto means as well, because it's you're if you just write a simple review and you sort of neglect the value of it in some way, I can see that being a problem as well, because it's a cop out. You're basically saying, well, fuck this game. I'm just gonna recommend it. I'm not gonna go into deeper detail about it. So, but as we noticed, the YouTube thing without giving scores is having far more impact on sales than necessarily reviews have. So it's a weird situation where, critics have less to say, yet they also have far more to say on how developers, what kind of deal developers receive. So I think the problem is the publisher, not necessarily just reviewers, but also the publishers are far more powerful than they or far more trusting of the reviewers than they should be. They're far too conservative, in my estimate.
Yeah, they're lending too much weight to a publisher's review score instead of the review itself.
Yeah,
and it's making it difficult for certain developers to get stuff done. Oh, well, we're not going to fund you unless you sign this deal, and that is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it too, Kate.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a strange situation. You got any thoughts on it, Kate?
On game reviews, on actually like giving them more subjective reviews, or objective reviews. I kind of like. I don't know. I could see both points of view. I could see Evil's point of view, and I could see Asu's point of view. Like I don't know that game reviews need to be tied. Did you say they were tied to like bonuses?
Yeah, they're tied to developers' bonuses.
I think like whoever said that it should be tied to sales, I think I would be more of that mind, especially since I don't know what it's going to take to get games journalism to not have like their biases and collusion and corruption. So until that's fixed, if it's ever fixed, I think it should be
Gonna
tied more
tweet
to
out
sales.
that link.
Yep. Oh yeah. I can show the
link for Obsidian with the Fallout New Vegas thing right there. I'm gonna tweet that out with the hashtag, so people can have a look for themselves.
This is the review that actually this is the case that actually shows how basically Metacritic have an unnatural
Level of influence.
Yeah, level of influence onto it.
Also, the problem with Metacritics is they are using a weight system, which means certain publications are counted like more into the average rating, which means like if Polygon gives a 5 out of 10 and then TechRaptor gives a 10 out of 10, it's still probably closer to a 6 than an 8 on average, because Polygon will have more weight, more importance in the determination of the average, which means pretty much the basic problem with Metacritics is they can fuck people. Pretty much they can simply overvalue certain publications and undervalue other publications, and can make actually politics with their systems, and that is bad. Probably. So, for example, they could overvalue every publication with a progressive standpoint and undervalue every publication which is more neutral, for example. So, and then they would have bad averages for Bayonetta and very good averages for Gone Home.
Yeah. And that is also a problem, because
Metacritic is a problem in and of itself. I don't think it will be fixable with getting rid of review scores, but yeah.
Well, the problem is basically the link between the publisher and Metacritic. The level of, in my opinion, the level of trust that publishers put into Metacritic is far beyond what it needs to be. If
they were going to continue to do that practice, then maybe they shouldn't look at the Metacritic score of, big reviewers or even small reviewers. They should look at the user score instead.
Yeah, well, wasn't that what they did?
Trend more towards accuracy over time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that would be at
least fairer. I mean, it's still not good, but it's fairer.
Well, then again, you sort of have the problem of people might brigade the.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, over time, that would drop off.
And that is actually a problem that has sort of hit the indie book market as well. The sort of fake Amazon.
The people that review the book, but they've never read it.
Yeah,
what happened with Anne Rice's friend? What was that guy's name?
Yes, Vidik Vadva. That's He basically had and it's just not the one person we all know. It's a bunch of them that get together and brigade a book that's written by a person that they don't like, and they go in and they rate the shit out of that book.
Review bombing.
Review bombing. And as an author who's about to have his book published, I'm really scared of that standard, and I'm scared that might actually sort of creep into the video games industry as well. If you sort of put the trust in user scores instead of
I think
you know,
the Steam user
a
score
good
is
point.
binary. It is positive and negative only. I think.
You mean would buy, would not buy?
yeah.
Yeah. I think with that you will. I think if you have like with Mad Max, 94% would say, yeah, I would buy that game. So now you don't have a perfect game, but you have a game what many people. I think it's recommended, not recommended. That is the binary.
Yeah.
And I think that is actually how user scores can and should work, because I mean, if you go at goodreads.com, pretty much most books have an average between 3 and 4 points something.
Yeah.
Most decent books, and if it's under, even if it's under 4, it's questionable, because many people
Trending
just
towards average.
give just 5 stars or 5 points or whatever they take. And I think for consumers, a binary system like would recommend, would not recommend is actually better, in my opinion, than any score system.
Yeah, well, I would say that's better than a score per se.
Yeah, I mean
It's better option.
I mean it's I think it's the reason why YouTube went. I think YouTube a couple of years back they had a 1 to 5 star rating system, and now they only have upvote and downvote.
Yeah, and I heard Facebook is putting in a dislike button as well.
Oh.
Because it's really hard to say like someone says my dad passed away and all you have is a like button. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, but
Good point,
it's going to be awkward. It's also going to be awkward. My dad passed away, dislike, and then it gets plummeted in the ground and no one sees it.
No, yeah, I mean if you say
It should be like I feel sad button or something, like sad face.
Yeah, shit,
Yeah.
I have now 10 downvotes. No one likes me.
Yeah, maybe have a sad face and a happy face instead of a thumbs up, thumbs down, or like, dislike.
Or like a thumb up a butt.
Thumb up, like down, yeah.
I'm gonna thumb up a butt. Thumbs up
that's-
for that one.
That's
That's 2 thumbs up the butt.
the sticky
I
thumb.
think I have to go to bed now.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to talk about the review thing though.
Hmm?
I wanted to talk about the review thing though, because unanimously it's everyone's saying that they don't like review scores, and I fucking love review scores. So awkward.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
no,
that's
no,
alright.
me too. So
Okay,
go
cool.
ham. Go ham or go home.
So basically, what I'm saying, what I'm thinking anyway, is X-Play did it back in the, good old Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb did a review score, a 1 to 5, right? But instead of saying like 5 is like a 100 out of 100 and 4 is like a 90 out of 100 and etc. The idea is more how well the game is put together rather than like how good the game
Objective.
is. So it's more of
So
an
it's
objective
objective.
1 through 5.
Which
And
is
then it's like
objective good.
so like
Right.
like 1 out of 5 is a buggy ass game. Like don't buy this game, it's the worst game ever. Right? 2
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
5 means the game is buggy but still playable. But probably not
See-
good. So avoid
But
it.
see, that's where the review score works though, when it's kept objective.
Yeah.
It's when you get into the subjective area that it becomes, to use a word that triggers some people, problematic.
Oh, I'm triggered.
Uh-oh. But no, but there's that, and then 3 was like an average game. 4 is like above average, like Mad Max would be a 4 out of 5 because it's above average game.
Yeah.
And then 5 out of 5 is a perfect game, which pretty much nothing will get. And then after that, you would mention if you like this game, then this game might be a must buy.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
like this genre, add an extra point for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, or-
that's,
yeah, something like
that's
that.
a good thing.
So that's the kind of review I like. When it's like 100 out of 50 or no, 100 out of 100, and it gets like a 50 out of 100, or like a 90 out of 100, like, or like IGN's where it's like 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is a new like D grade because of like review what's the word inflation, review inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you see a game get a 1 out of 10?
It never happens.
Never.
Very, very.
Yeah.
I can't think of
The one out of 10 may as well. You may as well take. You look at a 1 to 10 scale and just drop the first 5 points off that.
So I
Yeah,
don't
but-
know what when it happened. I don't know if it's like the game companies themselves saying that my game needs to be rated higher than this, and they give them money.
Game
so like-
Informer.
Oh.
That's when it happened.
Why is
Because
Kate?
Game Informer was owned by
watching?
GameStop, and they started
Kate, stop
trending it
watching
all up.
me.
Huh?
Sorry.
No, she's just kidding in the group chat.
Oh. Oh my god. By the way, how's my mic? By the way, it's a new one.
Yeah, it
Good.
works perfectly good.
Fantastic.
Sounds great.
Your voice is
Thank you.
still shit, so.
Is it huge in front of you, where you stand on top of your desk
It's a
screaming
condenser,
at the
so I don't
mic?
have to scream at it.
Oh yeah, oh that's good.
Yeah, with the review scores, I think 1 to 5 or up to 50% is usually for the buggy games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say most graded, like if your game isn't buggy, then it's above 5
Like-
or above 50%.
Like, what did Unity get? Unity got like a 7, didn't it, or higher? No, Unity got like an 8 or 9,
Let me.
Yeah, and it was
Creed,
bugged.
and that was buggy as
Assassin's
shit.
Creed Unity. Yeah, let's have
Yeah.
a look at that. Let's do a contrast between that and Mad Max,
Like
which got a 4 or
Assassin's
5.
Creed Unity, I would give definitely a 2 out of 10, a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, that port was shit. The Mad Max
Working on the
PC
list.
port was... I've never experienced a game without any... Today was, in fact, one of the first times where I actually came across a physics glitch, where a piece of concrete was actually hanging in the air. And it was the first time during 40 hours of
Damn.
gameplay.
Yeah.
40
I've been
hours
playing-
gameplay and one fucking physics glitch. That's it.
And I've been playing 57 hours and I have seen 0 glitches. None at all.
Huh.
Not a single problem with it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
And it
I've
runs
heard-
beautifully on my 880 and it runs beautifully on my 560. There's hardly a difference.
Yeah, and the problem I've heard is that some people have an issue with it on console, and a lot of reviewers have played this on console. So
And that's another thing about
yeah.
reviews. It needs to be highlighted what it's being played on.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
actually
runs
a good
great on
standard that
console,
they
it
have.
should be on PC.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the other way around. They play really great on PC and they're crap on console.
That's
Right.
actually something that they do on Pressfire.no, which is the one of the game reviewers in Norway, and they highlight which system they used
Yeah,
to play it on.
The one I'm mostly reading, GameStar, is only reviewing on PC. Like they have other magazines, like sister magazines, that are reviewing on, I don't know, PlayStation and Xbox, but they are only reviewing on PC. So if you read that magazine, you know, well, if it's saying that it runs shit, then it's because the PC version is bad. And not because if they have a PS4 test, pre-test or so, they won't give a score and they will test it again on PC and then give a score, because they say we can't give a score on PS4 because it's not the version we usually test.
That's actually a good idea to give different scores on different systems, but
Yeah.
that would screw up
No,
with
they simply
That
don't
would
give
screw
a score.
Metacritic.
Yeah.
With Metal Gear Solid, they said, yeah, well, it is a good game, and they had the test and so, and then they did the PC test, and then they say, yeah, it's still a good game. So, and now we give it like 92 out of 100 or so.
GameSpot used to do different reviews for different platforms, and they also used to review based on different criteria. Like they might review that they would give different scores for graphics versus controls versus story.
Yeah, that is what the magazine I'm reading, GameStar, is also doing. They have 5 different categories which they give scores in, and yeah.
I like it that way. I like it when they review like different parts of it and
Yeah, they
also
have
say like it,
presentation, scope, balance, story, atmosphere, and how much you.
Well, that's actually
and game design.
Yeah, that's actually a good thing too, because if you make the score more complex, then it's actually
screws Metacritic.
And
yeah,
then
it
you
screws Metacritic. First of all,
then for example, if you have a problem with quiet in Metal Gear Solid, it's like I would put it in presentation, and that's 1 point minus in presentation. That is not one. That is not a point with the whole game, but it's one negative point. So
but that's like so much work, and I'm a game critic, and I it's just silly. I'm just pushing buttons, and I really want to spend my day talking about the Philippines politics.
Let's Google what's up in the Philippines, by the way.
Yeah,
totally. It's like I became a game critic so I could spend as little time as I could doing my actual job, and spend the rest of my job talking about, Philippine politics, because that's totally engaging.
Oh, apparently maybe China is sabotaging Philippine polls.
Yeah, they're building islands around the Philippines to get a hold of their natural resources. So yeah, I'm up on Philippines politics. I could get a job at Polygon.
No. First, you have to check your fucking privilege. Shit.
Fuck it.
But he's a white male, so he would fit in with the rest of the stuff.
I have brown eyes and dark, long hair. I fit in everywhere, okay?
And a red ass.
Let me ask you.
And a red ass, yeah. What the fuck?
Are you PC, bro?
Yeah, Are you PC, bro? Are you PC?
I would have watched that. I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, okay. We're not going to spoil it for you. Good thing you jumped in now and not when we had the South Park discussion. Yeah, well, it's a complex issue. The whole, review scores. It's hard to know exactly where we should go, but I do think having
a binary or a multiple score system is the better way to go. And I remember reading magazines when they had graphics, 4 out of 5. Gameplay 3 out of 5, and that sort of thing. It was broken down into the I
do remember that. I do remember that myself as well, and it's a far better system.
What they still do is also they write the test, and in the end they have a conclusion, or basically it's the opinion of the author.
Yeah.
And there he can say, me personally, I don't like quiet, and so, and you have still the review and then the opinion, not together in one, but actually in 2 different parts. And sometimes they have like multiple people reviewing, and then you see the different opinions of different people, which is nice and which gives you still a really good contrast. But it is not in the text itself, but it is away from the text. That is something.
And I remember reading magazines where they'd have like 2 reviewers. This person really hates this genre. This person really loves this genre.
Yeah.
And you can contrast between the 2 people.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd get someone like who likes open world games would probably like Mad Max.
By the way, I would like like to read a test for Metal Gear Solid from someone who didn't play any Metal Gear Solid previously.
That
Yeah,
would
you
be
should.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's do that.
TB, Total Biscuit.
Yeah.
Total Biscuit hasn't played any Metal Gear Solid games, and I think he's playing it now. So
Yeah, but I think he didn't release it because actually that's my problem. Is I hear from multiple people like on Reddit and on Steam that if you didn't play the previous one, then don't play this one.
and you don't have to watch the Mad Max movies to enjoy Mad Max.
Yeah, you probably
So-
should not watch the movies to enjoy it.
No, I love the original trilogy. I haven't watched Fury Road yet. I know I'm a bad nerd. Kate should spank me.
wish.
Yeah.
I haven't
Oh,
watched
you
it
haven't-
either yet.
This is the League of Evil, after all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And-
we
and-
don't watch feminist propaganda here.
Yeah,
Damn
no, exactly. I read the Return of King article and I follow it to the letter. No,
Yeah,
the
I
reason
follow
is, you know,
to
I
the
just
end.
I just didn't have time when it came out. So I'm waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray and then I'm going to watch it then. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to watch it because, you know, I love the Mad Max.
By the way, now I'm seriously going to bed. So good night. And
Yeah,
have
good
a
night, Asto.
Good night, Aston.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. What the?
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm out.
Micro's going to take your place as the serious one now.
Well, I think that we should.
Totally.
Topic.
That
everyone.
will be quite disastrous. But good night.
Good night,
I'm
Asto.
leaving the ship.
Good night, Mr. Asshole.
Yeah, I'm leaving the ship. The sinking.
The shits are stinking. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, good night, Asto. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
I love you, Asto. He left me.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That was
I think we sort of came to a conclusion on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
discussion.
Yeah, it's problematic.
Yeah, the system that we have now does not work. That's the conclusion
No,
that
but
we have.
we know the system we have now doesn't work. But the real discussion is how do we fix it? And
Yeah.
that's what we've
I
been
do-
discussing is options.
Yeah, and I do think that both options of either no scores or having like a multiple score system would work.
Or
Yeah.
a binary score system.
Yeah, a binary score system or a multiple score system. Yeah, a recommendation system or a multiple score system, we could call it.
You
A
could
gender
even
fluid
have the
score
multiple
system.
score.
What?
Yeah, gender fluid score system.
Yeah, gender fluid score system. We
They have to
need.
be non-binary, guys.
Yeah, games are
You
not
can even have
binary.
both. You can have the multiple score system and have a recommend, not recommend at
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah, you know, because we're cool like that. We accept the gender fluid people, but we also accept the binary people and the inch tall people.
Yeah, baby.
Caitlyn Jenner is a brave, beautiful woman.
Yeah,
and you should
Caitlyn
respect
Jenner-
her pronouns.
Yeah,
You're
PC, brah.
PC, bruh. Well,
That meme is never going away.
No, it's
That
never-
meme is the new Shia LaBeouf motivational speech.
Yeah, I seriously want to tweet that at Chris Clue once we're done here. I know I've probably fucked up his name several times, but who gives a shit?
Just call him Clueless and have done with it.
Yeah, probably.
I don't have a clue how to say his name.
But another thing that sort of I've been concerned about is the new X-Men movie, the Apocalypse movie.
Mhm.
Did anybody
Yeah.
see the original pictures for?
I
The
saw the original picture, so you should probably throw that up now so everyone else can see what the original picture looked like. And I'm going to talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Because I found that picture to be not representative of what I expected to see when I visually imagine Apocalypse. Certainly not. Now, Apocalypse has a very unique look out of all the supervillains. It's pretty unique. Maybe not that unique as it used to be. Apocalypse
Did you
from
link
the
it?
X-Men. He's gonna display it now. There it is.
Okay, good.
So that was the original picture, and well, for one, Apocalypse is not purple. He's blue, and they haven't given him his characteristic jaw, which is,
Which is awkward.
very important. Yeah, he has a really big jutting jaw with the darker outline across it and the dark lips. He has none of that there. Nothing about that particular picture says to me that's
Oops.
Apocalypse. That could be anyone.
That
That could be that guy from I believe that's Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's Power Rangers. So you can see
So-
the similarity here,
Yeah,
here, or that one's even better. Here and here. That is oddly similar.
yeah, and it doesn't fill me with much hope for that film. And Apocalypse has a fantastic storyline, absolutely brilliant storyline. But if they're going to ruin it, I am not going to be happy. But I'm hearing that there are some new pictures out,
Yep.
and I haven't looked at them yet. So I'm going to be interested to see these new pictures. See, that's
There it
better
is.
coloration, and you can see he's got the jawline. That is much better. That is a million times better than the previous one, and it looks nothing the same.
And you know, it's important to us because you know we have no life.
Well, it's a comic character. Their visual look is extremely important.
Yes,
to the
yes,
character.
I know. I'm joking, dude.
I know you're joking. But
The thing is, the thing is that Stanley, I think Stanley said it best that if you're going to change a character, why not just create a new one? And I mean
exactly.
I mean that just not just the internal psychological things, but also the external things. Why not then just go the full length and create a new character?
Oh, Ragnarok.
Yeah. What do you mean Ragnarok?
Because that's Apocalypse, right?
Yeah. That's another franchise and another movie, and it's still within Marvel. Yeah, but X-Men belongs to
Oh, yeah, that's right.
to Sony, I think. So.
No, I mean, like, call it something else that means
Belongs to
Apocalypse.
Fox.
Yeah.
And so does the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
and everyone knows. I haven't seen the movie, but from reports coming out and people's impressions of it,
The
it
worst
was
movie
terrible.
ever.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, okay.
But the
But I mean,
cast in that movie, they look like they're about 12.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind having a young cast, but the Fantastic Four were never young people in any of the comics, certainly not their origins.
Johnny Storm was a young man, but he was a young man.
Youngish.
Yeah, youngish.
Not a-
He was early 20s.
Yeah,
He was- he
even
was
if you
also
take
white.
18, 19.
Yeah.
No,
He was also a
originally
white guy.
he was black. And
What did you say,
Um,
Macron?
he wasn't
He's also a
originally
white
a
guy.
white guy. He was
No,
originally
no.
a black guy, and his sister, which is the Invisible Woman, was adopted.
Oh, I see.
So that is not a problem. He's
So we're
been
back to,
white
like,
and
Superman
black in the
stuff.
comics.
Like, back to
The comics, original origin stories and stuff. He's been both in the comics. It doesn't really break canon because there is no solid canon on his actual racial
So
What's
this
the word
might
I'm looking for?
actually
Either
just
way, I
be
don't
a
really care. It's not
badly...
funny.
Yeah. Yeah. This might actually just be a badly lit picture.
or someone's adjusted it somehow,
Yeah, it might have been.
or it's before post-processing.
I was going
On
to say
the
it's probably before
visuals.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bad thing to do if you're releasing it as marketing.
Well, I'm not 100% sure if they released it as marketing.
Have you seen Jubilee? Can you look up Jubilee?
Jubilee.
They made her a black guy.
Come on, no, they didn't.
You silly Billy. That's actually a better. That's a promotional picture from the
Oh, that's
movie.
much better.
Yeah, that's much better.
Much better.
And I actually like the look of Psylocke as well here, played by Olivia Munn.
Yeah, she actually looks a lot like Psylocke. From
Yeah, exactly.
What I've seen.
And
Yeah.
I do like the ominous look on
And who's the other
Apocalypse's
dude
face.
supposed to be? Because
Who's that guy to the right?
The guy to the right is Magneto.
Is it really?
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
the young Magneto. Yeah, okay,
that's
yep.
Michael
He's
Fassbender. He's
not
played
regular,
in the 2 previous movies, so you should really.
Yeah. Fassbender.
Yeah.
Which also means Iron Bender, which is awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, he didn't have the helmet on. I'm allowed to mistake that he might be someone else.
Well,
he doesn't
red
strike me
uniform,
as-
cape, you know. Red uniform,
That could have been Havoc.
Well, no, but okay. It could have been.
It could have been anybody.
I have no idea what this is, but
That's obviously Dazzler.
no, I think that's Angel, actually. But never mind. You're just pulling my leg again.
He's trying to derail the League of Evil. He
Yeah.
might be a good infiltrator.
He might be.
Co-opting it. League of Evil Plus.
He's a tiny evil person. He couldn't derail anything.
Well, hold on.
at
Ant-Man was
Jubilee.
pretty good at derailing stuff, and he was tiny.
Get that
Come
right.
on now.
That actually, that's Nightcrawler. And to be
Looks
quite
sick.
honest, that looks.
He's missing tattoos.
No,
There's
but
not
you
enough
see,
tattoo on him.
no, you
I
see,
can see
there's-
some scarring, but I
Yeah.
don't. It's not good enough. It needs to be better. So I hope they fix it up in post.
yeah,
But he's the correct color at least.
yeah.
Because,
Well,
you know,
he should
getting
be.
people's color is correct because PC, bruh.
Yeah, PC, bruh. That's important. You know, that's a thing now. So
Azazel when they brought him in
yeah,
first class.
Well, aside
No, no, that's-
Azazel
that
and
picture he's
Mystique are his father,
yeah,
his mother and father, his parents.
yeah.
So that just a little aside there. That I found that quite interesting when I found out. I was like, oh, really? That's so cool. When I
Yep.
first found out.
That makes
So
sense
that's not.
too.
I'm glad they bring a Nightcrawler back in too, because Nightcrawler is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's cool. But I'm really looking forward to this, and it doesn't look as bad as I feared. to
Well,
put it
not
loosely.
from based on that first picture that came out. These ones are looking a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah.
Jubilee.
And look,
Jubilee?
up in the right-hand corner there, you have the mole. Oh, now you've moved the. Now he's in the bottom right corner. You have the mole. You've got the mole on the stream.
Oh,
How dare you? We have been infiltrated. Who is the mole?
where's the mole? I don't see it. Okay.
That dude in the bottom right is the character that played the mole in Austin Powers.
Yeah, the actor.
Fred
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's finally caught up. There we go.
There he is. Yeah,
Oh.
Oscar Isaac. That's the guy playing Apocalypse,
Okay.
and he
Oh.
does have the jaw
It's
for
not
it.
actually the mole. But
He turned
yeah,
evil.
Yeah. He looked like him from that.
Yeah, from
Angle.
that angle.
Apocalypse is one of my favorite villains, so I really hope they don't screw it up. And it's one of my favorite storylines was the Apocalypse storyline in the original '90s X-Men cartoon and in the comics.
You got your crush, dude. Michael.
Well, I am evil. I appreciate evil, and he is very evil.
Yeah, Apocalypse
He
is
wants to
very
take over
evil.
the world. I mean, how can you not respect someone that wants to take over the world and build a better society? I mean, come on.
Well, better society is debatable.
Can we talk
Hey,
about
if you control it from the top down, it's better.
Yeah. What did you say,
That's
Michael?
correct.
Can we talk about like people we want to see in movies coming up, and at least comic movies? I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. You know.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you want to inject with that stuff, I mean, it's still on topic. It's slightly a seg into that topic, but yeah,
It's like
about
one character everyone wants to see. Like, I really want to see more Marvel villains because we have like none.
Yeah, that's right. There are some really good ones.
And the one I want to see is Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
He'd be amazing in Marvel for the fact that now they can fight actual people because they're trained by him.
Yeah.
And have like a scene where he just goes and beats every single Avenger by himself.
Yeah.
Because he knows exactly how they fight, kind of thing.
Yeah, that would actually be cool. But I think that after the Infinity Wars, they're probably going to expand the universe somewhat.
Oh, perchance. But I don't mean like as a main villain. I just mean as like a side villain because he's never been like a super villain.
No. He's always he's always like a controlled person.
He's basically Deadpool.
Well, yeah. Well, we
silliness.
We actually talked about Gotham before you came on the stream, and Gotham's a perfect example of how you. What? Yeah, not the song, Silly Billy. The TV series. Because that's a perfect way of bleeding good villains into a universe, because you get them all, and I'm actually looking forward to the new Netflix shows that are coming up. You know, you're gonna get AKA Jessica, and you're gonna get.
I want to see that one so bad.
Yeah, and you're gonna get Luke Cage, and you're gonna get the Defenders, and you're gonna get Punisher, which is the most important thing they don't fuck up. I mean,
here's something Sony could do to fix up the Spider-Man films. Put Carnage in there.
The Spider-Man films have been shipped over to Marvel Studios now. They and Sony are producing it together now, and Spider-Man actually could. Spider-Man could actually have an important role in the Infinity Wars, which is cool. A good night, Nels.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Good night, Nels.
Woo! Good night.
It was nice hearing you. Been a while.
Well, it's nice to sort of. I'm actually the character I want to see a movie made from is probably my favorite Marvel character, and that's Silver Surfer. Even though they made a movie with Silver Surfer in it, I want to see a.
But that would be owned by Fox, because Fox has the rights to the Fantastic Four, and considering how that bombed, it's unlikely to happen anytime soon.
I'm gonna let you have your Silver Surfer movie as long as he has silver nipples.
Yeah, of course he needs silver nipples.
Yeah, then it's good. We're gonna go to post now.
Yeah. Well, that's an issue, that they, not the silver nipples, but the idea that Fox would produce another bad Fantastic Four connected movie.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want to see that. I want to see a good Silver
We might
Surfer.
get Mr. Sinister in Apocalypse.
Yeah, I don't know, but maybe. I haven't seen. They're not going to reveal too much, but they have to reveal Apocalypse since the movie's Apocalypse. But I would imagine that the Four Horsemen is involved somehow, and who those might be, because there are different versions of the Four.
It's going to be Psylocke.
Yeah.
It's going to be Magneto. It's going to be Storm, and it's going to be Angel.
You think so?
As the Four Horsemen. Originally, one of the Four Horsemen was Wolverine.
Yeah. War. War. He was actually War. So yeah, it would be weird. It would be weird if they didn't include Wolverine, but they have done some weird things with his
Like not make him
storyline.
short.
What? Yeah, an inch tall guy.
No, like 5'2".
Oh yeah. That's true. Well, it's an interesting thing, but the problem is that they have planned the entire Marvel universe now until the Infinity Wars, and until the Inhumans.
Oh, I want to see that too.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that, and the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and the future's looking bright for us nerds, even us evil nerds. So,
and what about Taskmaster as a villain we haven't seen?
He'd be a great side villain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he can copy anything he sees. So you imagine the hand-to-hand battles you could have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That way you got the option of having.
And the really easy way to introduce him is have him just beat up the Avengers at one point, that he just disappears instead of killing them.
Yeah, he learns all Hulk's moves and uses them against, say, he learns all Captain America's moves, and then
Hawkeye's.
it's basically a Captain America versus Thor fight.
Yeah.
Because they have each other. He has the moveset.
Yeah.
That would be really interesting.
And then, if Hawkeye throws an arrow at him and he catches it midair and then throws it back at him, and Hawkeye freaks out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Hawkeye's going to be in the next movies, the next Avenger movies, because it's sort of the Age of Ultron sort of ended with him almost parting ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prioritizing his family.
He's coming back in Civil War.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
No, he is.
Oh, he is.
Everyone's going to be in Civil War. There's a good chance that anyone and everyone could be in Civil War because
I just
of the
hope
way that
they
is.
cut the snark down in that one. I just hope. I hope.
I hated Age of Ultron. I hated it.
Yeah, because of the snark.
Ultron was laughable. He wasn't actually a villain at all.
Yeah.
And all the places were bleh.
Yeah.
You can tell that they just made it up so they can be oh, this comes in the next movie. And
and a lot of shit was
as a comic book
forced in.
fan,
Yeah.
I didn't like that they gave Vision an Infinity Stone instead of the stone he originally had, which is a Solar Stone.
Yeah.
Just that really breaks canon, and with all the foreshadowing of Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, that means that Thanos or someone is going to have to destroy Vision to get the stone out so we can put it in the Infinity Gauntlet. So that's kind of ruined Vision's storyline for me completely in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And that means we're not getting the Vision Scarlet Witch story arc, which is very important for the Avengers.
Exactly.
That is really, really sad. Well, it sucks that we have to end on such a sad note, really. But
we don't have to, but
no, we don't have to. But I think we're.
Do we have anything else on the docket to discuss?
Well, the things that people wanted to discuss, the people that wanted to discuss it disappeared. So.
We can't discuss them. What were they?
The Syrian refugee crisis, but I don't have an opinion on that.
No.
There's people in Syria and they're refugeeing.
Yeah, they're fleeing.
Well, I can say this: that if you flee Syria as a refugee, you're bound and looking for food, you're bound to end hungry.
Yeah.
We're super serious about this.
God damn.
Well, it is a serious situation, but humor is
it's important.
a way of dealing with serious questions. And
Serious.
I wish all the best for those poor people in the untenable situation they're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah,
really.
absolutely. Well, we could end on This Week in Evil.
This
To,
Week in
What is
Evil.
that?
I don't know what it is yet. We haven't. This is our first League of Evil stream.
Okay.
So we're sort of testing out things, and since we have one viewer,
It's me.
it's you, Micro.
Hi, guys.
Well, you know, we've got to start
God
somewhere.
Damn it, Micro.
We've got to start somewhere, and so far this
Yeah.
has been quite successful. So yeah,
It's a
I'm
good
enjoying it.
it's a good test stream. That's what it is. It's
Yeah,
a-
and I
it's-
think if we want to boost our numbers, we may have to get someone a little bit more high profile to get people
Aw.
more interested in the stream.
not that you're not high profile or entertaining, Micro. We'd
But-
love to have you back.
Micro, you got to look at the positive side.
Yeah.
More people will be able to see your evil, and you can spread evil that way. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
And this is going to be saved on YouTube, so we might get more views over time, even though they're not watching it live. So
Yeah.
there is the positive.
Well, in fear of being the normie here, it's really late here in Norway right now. So
Yeah.
we might. It's we've been streaming now for 2 hours, so I think it's a good first test stream, and I've enjoyed it, and I hope that Micro's enjoyed watching it and being on it at the same
yeah.
time.
Yeah, for sure.
Being our one
Micro
viewer.
guy's hilarious.
Yeah, that Micro guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's
So
crazy.
we can end by shilling ourselves. So we could start with you, Dr. Evil, since you're
Dr. Evil Gamer on Twitter, and that's pretty much the only place you're going to see me for now. So, you know, follow me and see me almost spurg out and say evil things and post lots of memes.
Micro.
Hello there, I'm Micromonix. I'm a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. I'm also a captain of a Little League Championship. We're the really Little League Championship. It's great.
The Micro
that's about
League?
it. Exactly. It's like the Rocket League, but with Hot Wheels.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a
I
lot.
like it.
And that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, so you don't have a Twitter?
Nah.
Nah, you don't want people following you. You're scared of followers. You get paranoid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and by the way, you're the only one watching this, so you might.
Remember to
You might
follow
already
yourself.
be following. Remember to follow yourself. Well, my name is well, I'm the Meerkat Monarch or the Meerkat Messiah. My name is Jan Helge Ludwig. You could follow me at JH Ludwig on Twitter, or you could find my blog, which is benign.wordpress.com. I'm an author, so I'm trying to get my first book up and running, and hopefully that happens during the fall. And
And then we can
pretty much
chill it
it.
like crazy on the League of Evil.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That'd be really cool. Well, this has been really enjoyable, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I have certainly enjoyed hosting this, even though it was it was disjointed and at a spur of the moment kind of thing, but it was fun, and I hope that everybody will join us once again. And good night for now. Say good night, Micro.
Good night, Micro.
Good night, Micro.
Okay, good night.